All right, summer has not arrived just yet, but the summer movie season has. To run down the start of the summer movie season, Sean Chandler, YouTuber, movie reviewer, and all-around really nice guy, returns to Eyewitness News to break it all down. Sean, good morning. Glad to have you on.
Love to talk about movies, and the summer movie season is when we get a whole bunch of awesome movies.
Oh, man, we really do. And it starts this weekend with, for me, it was a TV show turned into a movie, The Fall Guy. Now, Rotten Tomatoes has this at 86%. You've seen it. What do you say?
Yes. I thought that this movie was an absolute blast. It was one I saw at South by Southwest 6 weeks ago, and coming out of the theater, I was like, I can't wait to watch this movie with my wife. It's very much a date night kind of movie. It's got romance, it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got movie stars oozing with charisma, it's high energy. Just when you think summer blockbuster, good time at the movies, escapist entertainment, that's what this movie was for me.
I love how I didn't expect you to say right out the gate, like, hey, this has got romance and this is a great date night with my wife. Because I see it says action all over it, but it's a date night. That's cool.
And that's what makes it such a great date night movie. At the core of it, you have this romance between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and they're back and forth between the two of them. But it's a movie about a stuntman that's an action movie. So it's a celebration of stuntmen and filmmaking, tons of wild, crazy action with practical stunts, but all motivated by this romance between the two characters at the same time.
Okay, so let me bring you into some other movies. This is the start of the movie season. Now, I know the next big movie is the Planet of the Apes sequel.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on this? Because it's a different director. Disney's doing this one. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is a continuation of the trilogy of Planet of the Apes films from the last decade. I thought those were fantastic blockbusters. They took a pretty wacky premise and took it seriously. So you can actually have apes on horseback with machine guns battling a tank, and you took it serious. And so it's a continuation of that set several hundred years later. The trailers look like they're recapturing the magic of that trilogy. It's the same writing team, story team. So I can't wait to check this movie out, hoping that this new director is able to continue what the two directors from the last trilogy were able to pull off.
All right, so we have that movie. Now, there's other films like If, Garfield. Yes. I'm trying to think of something else that's coming out in May.
Furiosa?
Mad Max, Furiosa. Of all of these movies, what's the surprise to you? What do you think is going to be the surprise for moviegoers?
Man, it is tough to say because after post-COVID, people just watch movies a little bit different. They're more inclined to wait till you can stream it at home, and they want to pick that right movie. So like Garfield, kind of a bit of a wild card, but Chris Pratt is voicing Garfield. And Chris Pratt is, box office gold. Last year, he made Super Mario Brothers into $1 billion film. And then you have If, a movie which is directed by John Krasinski, stars Ryan Gosling, and it's an original kind of family film about imaginary friends with, creepiness, creatures to it, or it's not creepiness, lots of humor to it, creatures in there. And so sometimes that's exactly what audiences want and families want to go check something like that out. And then Furiosa is a prequel to Fury Road, which came out 9 years ago. It was nominated for Best Picture, bunch of crazy, wild practical effects, but there's not the obvious movie like in years past where like a Marvel movie kicks off May, that movie's going to be a big hit. These are less obvious films that kind of play to maybe more niche audiences, where Fury Road playing to dudes that want a wild, crazy action movie. If is for families. So I don't know which one's going to be that one that wins at the box office because it's not as obvious as some years past.
I think so. So for Furiosa, I mean, watching the last Mad Max movie, I just feel like this one is 9 years too late. I just think it's just, although I'm hoping for something awesome there, but with If and Ryan Reynolds, I mean, I don't know if you can, I think he's the guy this year that's going to save Hollywood. He's not just the Marvel Jesus. He is the savior to Hollywood.
Right. And that's, he's one of those guys that just has a great reputation, and he'll do his Deadpool movie that's rated R, and then he'll do the family movie, and he kind of goes back and forth between the two things. And so he has a great relationship with people. And then you look at all the voice cast for If, it is just stacked with all of your favorite actors voicing some imaginary friend, which, you know, sometimes that's exactly what families want, something fresh, new, and different. So I don't know. I'm excited for all of them. But then again, that's why I talk about movies for a living, because I love movies probably a little bit too much.
Well, you can check out Sean Chandler, your YouTube channel. Sean Chandler Talks About anywhere on YouTube and Sean Chandler Plus. Thank you so much for coming on. And favorite movie of the year so far that you've seen?
Thus far, Dune Part 2. Sci-fi epic. That's exactly my kind of thing.
Me too. Agreed. Agreed on both levels. All right, Sean,
Yes.
thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.